Welcome to the exciting and new podcast. This is a mini. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
I'm Dana.
And I'm Dan.
Welcome, Dan.
It's been a long time.
It has.
What was Friday the 13th? Is that the last time you were on?
I did Jedi too.
Oh, Jedi.
That was the last one.
Oh, yeah, we did Jedi for last year. That's right.
Nice.
Good times.
With Anthony both times?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
This is
you
the
don't
first
get a
time
chance
solo.
to speak. So
Now you can get a few words in now that Anthony's not here.
I don't let anybody speak either.
Last week you were tough.
You guys are both tough a lot.
Last week he was
Sometimes
tough.
I'll be like, I want to tell you to F up, and other times I'm like, whatever.
Last week it was him, though, right? Not me.
It was one time he completely turned his back and started talking to you directly. Like I wasn't even
He
here.
did do that.
So-
I think we were talking sports.
Talking sports.
I think we were talking sports. I just went, so it goes sports.
Which is totally fine because I don't care about sports.
All right, who watched it?
Are we talking about Unfrosted?
Yeah,
I
watched
did.
I watched
Did you
it.
get to it?
no, like 10
okay.
minutes of it. I think.
Oh, my God. I got to tell you.
I had fun with it.
I thought
Yeah?
it was awesome.
Yeah.
I thought it
Really?
was so much fun. Like, it
Yeah.
becomes...
There's a lot of little jokes about the '60s and like
Yeah.
just, like
Stuff.
I thought there was a lot of like hidden like stuff.
Yeah.
If you're too young, you're not gonna. A lot of it's gonna go over your head.
Like, one of the funniest things in there, I mean, it's so stupid, but they're like, oh, we should do a cereal called Jackie O's. And they're
Yeah.
like, her name's Jackie Kennedy. And they're like, yeah, but they're like circles, like Cheerios. I was like, that was pretty funny.
I liked it a lot.
The cast was great.
yeah.
And Amy Schumer, who I can't even fucking stand. Like,
Yeah.
She didn't bother me that
fine.
much in this though. Yeah,
But she was
Yeah.
the bad guy.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's fine.
But she
Like,
wasn't being herself. She was
Acting? Yeah, I guess.
So it wasn't as bad.
Yeah, I
But
had
there
a
were so
great
many.
time with
Every
it.
How
single
about
person was a star.
Chef Boyardee was Bobby
Oh, yeah.
Moynihan.
Yeah.
And Bill Burr as Kennedy was
Oh,
great.
yeah, yeah.
He was
Jack LaLanne was good, too.
Who was that? Jack LaLanne was James...
Marsden.
Marsden, yeah.
Wasn't Christian Slater in it too?
Yeah.
He was the milkman.
Loved
Peter
him.
Dinklage was the head
Yeah.
of the milk
Right.
Every
union.
time, like, you think, okay, there's no more cameos, and,
And then
someone
Peter
else
Dinklage
pops
walked
up.
in.
Even
Yeah.
at the end, like Daryl Hammond was Ed McMahon when he
Yeah.
was on the Tonight
Oh,
Show
yeah,
again
yeah.
and stuff like
And
that.
that was Kyle Dunnigan. It was Carson, and he was Cronkite.
That wasn't Carson. I thought that was actually Johnny
I thought
Carson.
it was.
No, but it was
I thought
Carson.
It was CGI.
Carson and Cronkite were both Kyle Dunnigan, the comedian Kyle Dunnigan. I follow him on
wow.
Instagram. Follow him on Instagram. He is hysterical, and he does
Okay.
all that kind of
I
stuff on there.
totally
The
thought that was
Carson,
actually
I really
Johnny
thought
Carson.
it was just them, like,
It looked like
moving
he
the.
looked
yeah.
like Carson.
Because I said to Michelle, I'm like, oh my God, that's really Johnny Carson. She's like, he's dead. Like,
Yeah.
I realized that it's not actually Johnny Carson, but I
Who
thought
came
this
in as Andy
AI.
Warhol?
Andy Warhol
Who
was.
is? And then
I want to say Bill Hader. But Bill Hader was
No.
Andy Warhol in Men in Black 3.
Bill Burr was JFK.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Andy Warhol was someone. Why is
Yeah,
that?
why can't I think who it was right
I
at the
don't
end
know.
there? I'm gonna have to. I'm
I
gonna
don't know,
pull
but
it
I
up.
thought I had so like I will watch it again. I had a great time.
Yeah,
I thought it was
I think
really
a lot
fun.
of people were expecting maybe something different, like because it's Jerry Seinfeld,
Yeah.
and maybe they were expecting,
It's
just
70-year-old
something
giant
completely
Jerry
different. But
Seinfeld too.
it's,
You know,
it's a silly kid movie. He
Is it-
talked about
so
it
is it
on
fiction?
Yeah, it's in the same vein
Yeah.
as like Weird Al's biography,
about to say,
Yeah.
Daniel
I
Radcliffe
saw
thing, like
that,
the
weird.
same thing. Like it's
Dan Levy.
Oh, that's
Dan
right.
Levy,
Thank you.
right?
Dan
Yes. Levy.
Levy
Dan
Levy.
Last week it was Eugene Levy.
Eugene Levy, I usually say. I think.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Did anybody watch the John
I
Mulaney
did.
live special?
I didn't watch it live, but I watched it. Yeah,
Yeah, I watched it.
It's part 1 of 6.
I just happened to turn Netflix on at night, and it said it had a countdown clock. It said 3 minutes to the live event. I'm like, what's happening? Is it a fight or something like that?
Last
And
night was another live event. I missed that one. It was,
Oh, what was that?
Cat
Cat Williams,
had a
yeah.
live,
I
Yeah.
do not like Cat Williams.
I
I don't
like
like you
it
watching
either.
that.
He's funny
So ever
sometimes.
since he's been on Shannon Sharp's podcast,
Yeah.
I want to hear what he has to say.
He calls out a lot.
He's
of
calling people out and he's
Yeah.
naming names, so I
He
love when
really
he
Yeah,
is.
he was
names.
calling
Yeah.
Chappelle out, but Chappelle's much funnier. And
But he's called out other
Better.
people. I don't care about the Chappelle part. The other people he was calling out
Yeah,
was
he
fun.
has.
Really?
He called out. Does he call out
Cedric the
Drake?
Entertainer calls out Drake. He
Cedric
calls
the
out-
Entertainer was in Unfrosted, right?
Yes, he
Yes.
was.
Yeah.
yes,
He was really big in it.
isn't he always big?
Yeah.
But I
He's
mean,
the
he
big
seemed
guy.
even
Yeah.
bigger. Like, I mean, it was just like,
That shit, yeah, I thought it was really good, the John Mulaney thing. Some parts were funny, some parts were like,
Yeah,
what is he doing?
It got.
I like
I
the
really
like,
hate
what did he-
call-ins. I hate when they have people call
Oh, yeah,
in
and-
and tell a story because these people do not know how to tell a
And
story.
you could tell,
and
like,
they're not
Seinfeld was
funny.
like, why
Why
is
are
this
you doing
person
it?
calling in? Like,
Yeah.
what's
Stavros was funny, the comedian, the big dude.
He was
that they
funny,
had.
yeah.
I like
Yeah.
him. He was
But
He was
funny.
good.
it became too much of like a standard talk show towards the end. They had the musical guest. I was like, who
The
even
music
cares
guest
a
was
little
boring.
bit?
I got
Yeah.
to fast forward that part, so I was
Yeah.
happy.
What's the premise of the show? 'Cause I don't know.
It's a talk show.
Oh, it's a talk
but
show.
it's what's it called, Everyone in LA or something like that.
Yeah, everybody's in LA.
Okay.
But
I saw it
the
advertised.
beginning, he pulls a map down of LA and just starts talking about all the. Oh my god, that was hilarious.
That was
I don't-
funny,
I don't
yes.
know LA, but he
And he said, "This is
explained it.
DT. This is downtown LA. What thing happened?"
He's like, we're so good at naming areas. This is southeast LA, and this is north southeast.
He said they had
LA or
all cool
something.
names that
Yeah.
appeared, and he,
I had no idea that some of those places were LA and not their own town.
Yeah, I've always been confused
You
about
know,
that.
especially
huge.
Beverly
Things like-
Hills
yeah.
and
well, that's
Santa
like
Monica.
when, you know
I
that
didn't
show
know.
TMZ. It's called TMZ for
Yeah.
30 Mile Zone because
Right.
that stretch of Hollywood is 30
Oh.
miles.
Oh my gosh.
There's,
yeah.
there's parts
LA
of
is an
LA that are,
enormous city,
yeah,
though.
there's parts of LA that are not, like their own things, and LA's just gobble them up, like
Yeah.
Anaheim,
Yep.
and
Oh,
Disney is.
Burbank.
Burbank.
Or, they were their
Yeah,
own things, and LA just incorporated them into
A lot
their
of shows,
city.
a lot of
so-
game shows are filmed in Burbank.
Yeah, Burbank is
And,
like where
I think
NBC
that's the-
was.
Is that Bob Hope's airport, right?
Possibly.
Yeah, I think it's in Burbank.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
There was also a John Mulaney speaks with David Letterman. I watched half of that.
I saw the first like 10 minutes of it. I was very into that because he talks all about
Yep.
like the drug thing. He was talking about
That was
he
good.
went to
Yep.
rehab, and
He
that was
said
good.
COVID was completely different for him.
I'm sure
Yeah,
it
he
was.
talked about that in the other one too.
Now, have you seen the new Mulaney special, Baby
I was
J?
going to say, he did on that special,
That was
didn't he?
great.
Yeah, that was
yeah,
good.
That
I
was
like
a great
him.
special. But
Yeah.
the Letterman thing, he was actually talking about like in rehab and
wow.
talking to the doctor, where the doctor was like, "You can leave anytime you want." He's like, "But we know how this is going to end." And he was like, "Damn, I guess I'll fucking go back to my room."
Man, he got busy, huh? He's like
Yeah.
on 3 projects.
It's amazing. You would have thought on all that coke, you would have been doing a lot more back in the day. But I got one other thing, and I'm so excited I got to see it on Friday night. I saw Godzilla -1.
Wasn't it good? That's
Where'd you
so
see it at?
good.
On my Fire Stick. It's not available. It's on, like, everybody was talking about it was going to come out May 3rd, May 3rd,
Okay.
May 3rd.
Oh,
So
really?
May 3rd came, and I'm like, oh my God, where is it?
Right.
And then I looked up, it's fucking Amazon Prime Japan. I'm like, well, we
Oh.
don't get that version of it. So I looked at my Fire Stick, and it was the first thing on there. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
all right, this is going to be a
Nice.
shitty like, it was perfect quality.
There's a camera copy
good.
on
Netflix.
on our thing,
It's
but I don't want to watch
perfect
that.
quality.
Yeah.
The only thing that was a little disappointed with, the subtitles were like green, and every once in a while, I'm like, I can't even
Can't see
read what's
it.
going on here. Listen,
You
it's
don't really need to.
It's a Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
You don't need to know the plot.
But
There
it was
It was a
good.
good plot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right after World War II. Well, it's in the closing days of World War II, and then farther on from that. But
There's an HD copy out
the
there.
Oh, good,
special
good.
effects are amazing.
You know what I'm watching this week?
The story's great. I mean, it's better than any of those recent, Godzilla Kong movies that they've made
Yeah.
in America.
And I've actually been enjoying them. They're
And
actually
they're
half
fine.
decent.
They're
Yeah.
fine movies, but this is a great movie.
I've heard nothing but good things
I
on
was
everybody
really
that has
super
seen
excited.
it. And you were the last person that has seen that I
Yeah.
heard talk about it. Now
Yeah,
that
I'm
you've
so
seen
glad.
it,
I
so.
kept wanting to see it. And I kept
Nice.
saying, like, why aren't they putting it out in America? Like, I want to see this.
And I had read something that they wanted people to see it in the theater. That's why they weren't releasing
Well, put
it
it in
anywhere. I
the
was like, what are you
theater
doing?
then.
Put it
Yeah.
out, you know?
Yeah.
they weren't putting it in the theater either. Anyway, that's all I did. Yesterday was the Kentucky Derby. Went to my sister's house and watched the Kentucky Derby, and
I'm
that was
sorry.
that. Whatever.
I have one other thing I watched. Documentary on Netflix, Rather, on Dan Rather.
Dan Rather?
Yeah.
Jeez. Is he still alive?
Yes.
He's still around.
Oh, he
so-
does like rock interviews now, right? Didn't he interview?
He's
like,
on. He does stuff on the internet now. He's like basically a social media guy
He's got
now.
to be like close to 100 years old,
I think
right?
he's in his. I think he's just
Late
turned
80s.
90, maybe.
90?
Yeah,
Wow.
something like that. Yeah. But it was like an hour and 20-minute
on his
documentary.
life, or
Yeah.
just okay.
So I watched that. It talked about how he was there at like a lot of
Yeah,
famous
he was there in
events and everything,
Chicago
so-
during the riots in the 60s, during the
Yep.
Democratic Convention and stuff like that. And he was in Vietnam.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, he was
would
there.
be
yeah,
live in
yeah.
Vietnam. I remember that was
Yep.
like a big deal back in the day. I think that's how he got the nightly news.
He
gig
got there,
because of
and then
that.
I think they stopped letting people in right after he got there because Jennings and
Brokaw, those guys.
said, "We're not going to go," and he said, "We'll go." And then they decided to go after they saw that he went, but they had already shut down people getting in, so that's why Rather got that story before them. So
Nothing was going on there anyway. Oh, you know what? I just realized I forgot to bring the clock down.
Yes, you did.
I'll grab it in
That's okay, I
between.
started.
I'll grab it because it's charged. I charged it all week, so I'll go grab it. Anyway, Dana.
I watched Late Night with the Devil.
Okay. What do you
Yeah.
think?
She hated it, dude. What do you think she did? You know she doesn't like any movie we like.
First of all,
I haven't watched it. I'm going to watch
jerk,
it tonight.
My biggest fear and the things that scare me the most
possession.
are possession. I don't like it. I've seen The Exorcist 100 times as a kid. I was scared then. I still watched it. But lately I've been like, yeah, I can't do this anymore because I have a lot of bad dreams and stuff. Even as an adult,
This is
more
the
so than a
Catholic
kid.
religion fucking a
Yeah, it
person
is.
up right here with this
So,
possession nonsense.
That's at
yeah,
least
because they taught me it
scary.
could happen. It was taught that, yes, this is real. It could happen to you if you're bad. But anyway, I watched it and I really liked it.
Did you?
Awesome.
Yes.
Was it
There was-
scary? Were you scared?
Yeah, there were some parts. Well, it took a while to get there because it's a talk show.
Yep.
So there's a little bit behind the scenes and stuff, and then it starts. And there was a couple
It's just a
times
one
where
night, too,
I was
so you just-
like,
yeah.
I wanted to go sit next to Tara at some point, and then there was other times where I was like, I don't like this. I don't like this. What's like? Not that I didn't like the movie. I don't like what's happening right now.
But
And I was so freaked out
How
a
good
couple
were they?
times.
I mean, the acting
Yeah,
was really good.
It was.
Yeah.
And then the ending was a little weird, but I still liked it. But yeah, I didn't have any bad dreams because after it was over, we finished Unfrosted. To kind
That's a good cleanser, yeah.
to get it off my mind. But I definitely wasn't taking the dogs outside by myself after that. So.
Yeah.
But I did, I liked it.
Nice,
As
I'm
far
glad
as
you liked it,
possession
yeah.
movies, it wasn't so
You and
horrifying.
Michelle gotta watch Alan.
Oh, we were going to
Yeah.
watch it tonight.
All right.
We were going to watch it Friday night, and then Godzilla -1 came out.
Did
and
she
I'm
like
oh.
Godzilla -1
She
as well?
liked it very
Nice.
much as
Yeah.
well.
Nice.
Yes, it was very good. Dan, what have you been up to in the last year and a half?
Let's
since
see.
the last time you were on? Have you watched anything?
Tell us every
Well,
movie.
You guys know, but I have a 9-year-old
Okay.
daughter. And she's like rediscovered, well, not rediscovered, I've rediscovered through her the Lindsay Lohan movies from the late 90s.
Oh my God, they're the
2000.
best.
So I could quote like The Parent Trap.
I love The
Remake.
Parent Trap.
Right, I remember
Freaky
that one.
Friday
Oh,
remake.
Freaky Friday remake. That's right.
And they did a Herbie, like a Herbie the
yeah.
Love
She did a
Bug.
Herbie
Not
movie,
as good.
that's right,
remakes.
yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Old
I
Justin
remember
remakes.
Long's in that one. But
I
yeah,
like
I
Just
could
the
quote
One,
those
yeah.
movies.
Is
I've
she
seen
into Mean
them.
Girls yet, or is that too
No,
old for
so
her?
I haven't shown her that
Okay.
one. But I mean, I saw that one back then. But
Yeah.
Which one? Oh, Mean Girls. I just
Yeah.
saw that
they
recently.
hold
saw
up.
that
I mean, The
last
Parent
year.
Trap's better than the original Parent
I
Trap.
love
like.
the Lindsay Lohan Parent Trap. For a
a good
remake,
one.
it was great.
Yeah, I agree.
And I love that growing up, I always watched the
Jamie Lee
original.
Curtis one?
No, the Parent Trap. Not
Oh, I'm
Freaky
thinking Freaky Friday,
Yeah, Haley Mills.
Yeah, Haley Mills.
I
yeah.
liked that one a lot. Watched it all the time. But
Yeah, they're
this
both
one,
good, but
Seems really good.
I
It's
agree.
really
the Lindsay
good.
Lohan one's good. I like that one. Yeah.
Love it. I love it.
And now I guess she's in a
Having no
new.
daughters, I've never seen any of these movies. And I saw Mean Girls. That's it. I've
Yeah.
only seen Mean Girls.
Because of my sister, that's why I see a lot of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been seeing those.
Did you get introduced her to like stuff like E.T. or anything like that?
I saw E.T. Yeah, when she was like 6, I saw it, and she liked it.
Yeah.
She, wasn't
We
too
watched
scared
E.T. for
it.
the podcast recently.
That's right, yeah.
And it was. I
Great.
remember we all
That
gave it like in
holds
the
up.
90s.
That might be the
we all
best
loved
movie
it,
we've
yeah.
watched so far through this whole thing.
Overall, I
Really?
think we're all three of us were in the 90s when we watched that.
It
That was
holds
so
up,
good,
yeah.
yeah.
Now, what is she still into music? Oh man, who's she into? Your daughter?
She likes Rammstein.
Yeah, is she still into that?
So out of the blue. Yeah.
German
and,
metal,
And things
I
like
guess.
Dead Kennedys, she could sing along to
That's fun.
certain songs. I don't know, warped her. But,
I
but
always
no, she
wanted.
likes popular stuff.
I always tried to warp my kids, and they were not. They had none of it. I was like, "Come on,
Yeah.
guys, this is great music," and they're like, "No, it's not."
Really?
I
When
mean,
I was a
they're-
kid,
they're
if
a
my
little bit
dad
into
liked
it.
something, I liked it too.
They would tell you now that they're way into it, but
Yeah.
not back then. They weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I turned
Yeah.
on like Guns N' Roses or Slayer or something like that, they're like,
Well, I didn't try to make her like it. It's in the background,
Yeah.
and then she likes it. But
You just see her move into it or
Yeah.
whatever like that.
Yeah.
My kids got more into like Michelle's music, like
Okay.
they all like Blink-182 and Fall
Weezer
Out
and all
Boy,
that.
Weezer, and all
Yeah.
that. They got much more into the stuff she
Okay.
liked. I guess that's more accessible music anyway.
You
so.
gotta get her into
yeah.
some Ween.
I know.
And that's Kim's favorite band, right? So
She loves Ween, yeah.
you would think that would
That-
be playing a lot too.
Stevie Nicks, so it's like a weird mix, but
Okay.
Be all over the map. That's good. Very eclectic, you know.
Now, Dan, did you finish Fallout? Mm-hmm. Dana, did you finish Fallout?
yes.
And you didn't watch
I
it
didn't
yet.
watch it yet,
All right,
yeah.
then I guess we'll try to
and I
keep
played
it.
the video game.
I guess we'll try to
You
keep
can,
it
you
as
can,
spoiler.
if it's okay, I'm not gonna get around to it.
There's not really a
Yeah,
big
I'm
probably not gonna
spoiler
watch it.
to me.
Post-apocalyptic. I mean,
Yeah.
things go wrong. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
you can spoil it.
Dana and I were debating very early on when we were watching it that she thought Walton Goggins was going to become the bad guy. Do you think after it
No,
was all
I
said
said
and
he's going to
done?
become not a bad
She
guy.
said he was gonna be a good guy. Yeah.
And I stand by that. I said he will change because of her, and he kind of does. And I think going to season 2, it's going to be even more so. Don't get me started.
Did it get picked
And
up for season
he's
2?
very
Yeah, yeah.
good looking in this.
After-
I don't know why. No nose, the makeup. Like, why is he so hot?
After-
I
Oh, you
don't
like him in
this,
understand
the way he
it.
looks.
Yeah.
First of all, I
After he
watched
sold
it
her
'cause of
into
him.
like Oregon
Yeah, but
slavery
then
or whatever.
it ended. He came around. Okay.
Chopped off her finger.
There was a lot of. I almost said something about last week. And you're like, no, don't say that.
Well,
till
because I
next
knew
week.
he was going to
But
be on.
what
I knew
was
he
it?
watched Fallout, so I was going to save it for today.
Was it about Fred Armisen being in it?
Fred Armisen was in it?
Yeah, he was in it. He was the guy like at the radio station that was.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Or someone we were talking about.
And
Oh,
what's
Eric Estrada.
Fred
Eric
Armisen.
Estrada's in
Fred
it. yes.
Armisen was in Unfrosted.
He was.
Was
and
he?
that-
Okay.
yes.
Eric Estrada is in Fallout. He's
He's
only in one scene.
He shows
but-
up, and I was like, that can't be who I think it is.
Well, Michelle said the same
And
thing. She's like,
7 episodes in.
Michelle was like, if I didn't know any better, I think that's Eric Estrada.
He
Yeah.
had like a
Is
speaking,
that Eric
he had a
Estrada?
speaking part.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
did.
He plays a role.
Yeah.
and he's only in one
Just
scene.
that one scene? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was funny that he was in it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm Team Estrada. you
that was
know
also
I love
another
it.
scene where Walton was not a very good guy because he killed that kid in cold blood. He just
Oh, yeah.
He's like,
That's right.
he's like, you'll come after me. He's like, I don't even have a gun. He's like, someday you'll come after me. Boom! He shoots him. I'm like, God damn! Right in front of his dad. I was like, okay.
First of all, can we talk about how awesome he is as an actor?
As an actor, he's
Yeah.
great. He's great in everything.
Goggins,
Yeah.
I mean, we all love him in
Yeah.
Righteous Gemstones.
I was gonna say Uncut Gems, but
Uncle
Righteous
Baby
Gemstones.
Billy?
Uncle Baby Billy, and
Was it in that? Was that one with
Vice Principals.
Vice
It's really
Principals,
good.
Yep, that's what I was thinking about.
and of course, like in
Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight.
Oh, and
Justified.
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy was really
That's
good.
right. I never
yeah.
saw it, but yeah.
Justified, he was great. Boyd Crowder, and then Django. He was in Django, but small.
Yeah,
enough. But
Hateful
yeah,
Eight
Hateful
is really
Eight was
good,
very
yeah.
good in that. Yeah.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yes.
Oh, he was in that?
He was.
I saw that in the theater, and that sealed
too.
the deal for me on not being able to watch gore anymore.
I love that movie.
That is
That's a
the
great
very
one. I love
movie
it.
that
This
caused
is the best one.
I can't take gore anymore.
Really.
Yep.
That
And then
was
I
the
never
one.
watched gore again. And I can't do it. And it was because of that movie.
I like
where he
Devil's
had the
Rejects,
guy
too. That's
up
always
on
good,
like
too,
a
yeah.
board and he was spinning the guy around and he was chopping off his body parts. I was like, no, I'm done.
But
I'm done.
did you watched X, right? But you
did.
you didn't finish Pearl.
I did not finish Pearl, but I watched X. And
You have to because Maxine's coming out
I
soon
know.
this summer.
Pearl was
Did you watch any of
I
that?
saw,
Yeah.
I saw X. I didn't
Yeah.
see Pearl.
Why didn't
Yeah.
they release him on Halloween? That seems like a Halloween kind of movie, but whatever.
Oh, they're doing a third one now?
Yeah, Maxine.
Maxine. Okay.
Yeah.
Which
I'm
is-
I'm in love with Mia Goth.
which is in the 80s, right? So it's kind of.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be 80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Awesome. I got nothing else.
Did you talk music?
I think I talked music the other day, and I haven't gotten a lot
right.
of new stuff since then. I can just say that I got. Oh yeah, Coldplay was the last thing I listened to, and
we'll skip that. You know what? You can check us out over there on Spreaker. Download, rate, subscribe, review, do all those fun things. We're the exciting and new podcast on all our socials. The Jazoo on Instagram, Jazoo74 on Twitter. This has been the exciting and new mini podcast. I'm Jason.
Agonzo1 on Twitter, Agonzo1970 on Instagram. I'm Andy.
Dana Caps on TikTok, Dana Cap 77 on Instagram. I'm Dana.
No, I'm Dan.
Nothing?
Nah.
Okay. For all our many followers, dude, we've gotten so much feedback.
I've never gotten a follower.
over 3 years.
Oh, Copy
Kevin.
Dan follows me.
Oh, that's
So, there.
Dan Isaac. Nice.
Yes.
Nice.